With every new season, we get a new exotic from the season pass, and this time around, we have a Veist SMG called the Manticore, and I want to give you guys my honest review on it for both PVE and PVP. Now, like I mentioned on how to obtain this SMG, again, if you have the season pass active here in the bottom part of it, again, if you don't have it, you won't have this, but if you do have it, you can get the SMG here at rank 1, but if you don't have the current season pass active, you can get it at rank 35. Anybody can get it at rank 35, so you just gotta earn it. Here's the SMG, let's cover its perks. So its intrinsic trait here is Soaring Fang. Dealing damage while grounded charges anti-grav repulsors, and then dealing damage while airborne extends anti-grav repulsors. So these anti-grav repulsors are pretty much a charge bar in the bottom left. Essentially, again, like I said, if you're on the ground, it charges it up. If you're in midair and you do damage while you're in midair, you stay floating. This works on like any class, so once you stop doing damage again, you'll fall back down to the ground. Its other perks here, again, Arrowhead Break, Ricochet Rounds, and Fitted Stock. And then its trait perk, Swooping Talons. Dealing damage while airborne increases the weapon's output damage. So again, if you can continue to stay airborne, this thing will do more damage. Now, this also does come with a masterwork, and so its description is final blows with the weapon while airborne grant damage resistance. So that's a little bit of a bonus, I guess. So first up, let's talk about PvE. It's interesting, I guess. I mean, honestly, there's so many more just weapons in general, especially primary weapons that you could use that will outperform this thing. Yes, it is cool that you can float in midair and, you know, do more damage while you're midair, get damage resistance from the kills. It pairs with the void subclasses very well, so you can get volatile rounds on this thing because it's a void weapon. So I guess that's cool. And my only other kind of problem with this is that the only class that benefits from in-air play is Solar Warlock. Being able to float, get your melee back faster. You know, obviously a build like the Sunbracers build, getting that melee kill, throwing a bunch of grenades, again, that could potentially synergize well with this. You won't be able to use Font of Might. You won't be able to use, you know, Monochromatic Maestro this season because it's a void weapon on a solar subclass. So, honestly, it's a waste of the exotic slot. There's just too many good primary weapons. I mean, even in the void SMG category, I have an Unforgiven with Repulsor Brace and Demolitionist. Like, that's just so much better. Like, getting that overshield from any void debuff target, I cannot pass that up. And I mean, even the Ikelos SMG in general right now, super good. There's just too many better options. And you don't want to waste that exotic slot, especially in higher tier activities. Like, people are going to be using Arbalist, Gallahorn, other exotics other than this one, unfortunately. Like, it's a cool concept. Yes, floating around's cool. I would say my only issue with the floating around portion of it, if you're not, you know, benefiting from the in-air when it comes to abilities or extra weapon, whatever, like, you're just basically in the air ready to get shot from any ads. And in higher tier activities, you know you need to get behind cover, and if you're just up in the air, even with the extra damage resistance, you're going to get shot down from the snipers. So honestly, in PvE, this thing is meh, to say the least. Next up, let's talk about PvP, the Crucible. How does the thing perform? Now, honestly, I like the way it feels. Like, stability's great. I like the sight on it. There's plenty of things to like about this SMG, but the floating portion is really only like 10% of this weapon on how it feels. Because I think we all understand in-air gunplay, right? You want to be in air, not in the open, or else you're just going to get beamed by any DMT pulse rifle user on the map. So, yes, this thing is good for certain situations, especially when it comes to taking out people who are close quarters players, people that are using shotguns specifically, because if you're floating in the air and they just run in around the corner, they hear you jump or whatever, and you're floating, they're not going to reach you. You've given yourself a giant advantage there to be able to kill them with the SMG. Now, in my opinion, you don't really benefit from gaining the extra damage from the SMG in midair, because again, once you're floating in midair, it takes like 2 seconds to drop back down, and if no one else is close by that you can start shooting, you're probably going to get dropped because you just got out of an engagement, you're already weak, an enemy teammate can just come up and shoot you once and then you're done. Like, oh, you have the extra damage resistance with the masterwork. That, honestly, that doesn't even matter. You're still getting dropped regardless. And the real unfortunate thing is, like, no matter if you change your weapon, it still takes time for you to drop down. Like, you can get caught with your pants down with this weapon so easily. And that is a huge, huge downside to this weapon, unfortunately. Now, I did try out a couple different builds with this. I decided to test out the Astrocyte versus Blink Warlock with this thing, and it's kind of cool to see, like, the Blink Warlock float in the air a little bit. And I will admit, being able to blink out of an engagement in midair is really good. Like, the regular, I would say, Warlock float and Hunter jump and Titan glide, all that stuff did not really work out as well. It did not survive as many engagements, but the blink, oh, that's a whole different story. I really liked it. when it came to that portion of it. I also decided to test out on the Hunter with Gear Falcons to see if I can get those volatile rounds proc, you know, get a couple multi-kills maybe. Hunter felt interesting, for sure, but again, like I mentioned, you're going to get caught in the air with your pants down, and it's weird too, because if you rock triple jump as well and you use one jump, shoot the weapon, if you jump again, you don't go higher. It's like a ceiling. I'm not sure if that's a bug or something that they had, but unfortunately in PvP, this thing, damage-wise, you know, stability-wise, it felt great on the ground, but once you're in midair, having those extra bonuses from the weapon honestly do not help you as much as I would like them to. If I had to give this weapon a rating from 1 to 10, I would probably give it a 3. Yes, it's cool. Yes, it's interesting. I love Veist weapons. I love the way it sounds. I think the perks are interesting. I just think maybe there's a couple different bonuses we can toss in here to make this thing really good. I mean, even the movement in midair, if you made it just a little faster, people can get out of engagements easier. Like, the weapon isn't overpowered by any sense of the imagination, so just being able to float a little faster would even be more helpful. Like, there's plenty of things we could do this to make this weapon really good and stand out. But again, if you're just going to be playing against DMT users, I mean, it's not really going to do anything. And honestly, there's better exotics to use, there's better weapons to use, better SMGs with better perks, so that's why I'm giving this thing a 3 out of 10. And anyway, guys, that is my review of the Manticore Exotic Veist SMG. Again, if you like what you saw, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then turn on that bell next to notifications so you don't miss out on another video here on the channel. If you didn't know, we stream here on YouTube 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Friday evenings. Again, we're mainly going to be playing Destiny 2. We're going to be doing Spire of the Watcher, Dungeon Help, and Carry. So again, if you would like help with the dungeon, you haven't been through it yet, whatever it is, join the live stream. We can definitely help you out. And again, if you want to be proactive, join my Discord, because that's where we're going to be chatting. We're going to be talking about Destiny 2 and plenty of other topics in there like PC tech, anime, and more. Lastly, if you didn't know, we hit YouTube Partner a couple months ago, which is just freaking awesome. Again, that's given us a lot of opportunities here on the channel. One of those things being memberships. If you don't know what a membership is, essentially it is like a Twitch subscription. Again, you're going to get access to exclusive emotes, the monthly badges, and a couple other things here on the channel. If you want more info, all you have to do is press the join button next to subscribe, and that will give you the rundown with all the details you need. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!